Hello and welcome to another episode of 2 Minutes with Tim here on Heavenward Thinking. Today we're continuing on in 1 John chapter 4. We're going to be going through verses 7, 8, and 9 this week, and then we'll get right into this week's challenge. Dear friends, let us love one another, for love comes from God. Everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love. This is how God showed his love among us. He sent his one and only Son into the world that we might live through him. Here we get another recap and a restatement of what we've been talking about for several weeks here on 2 Minutes with Tim as we've gone through the book of 1 John. We've seen many, many times that we are called to be the light of the world and to follow after Jesus in that way by loving other people. We reflect the light of Jesus by reflecting his love toward other people. We see the basis of love here is God himself. God is love. And so the defining trait of a Christian here is that we love God. That's the whole point here in 1 John chapter 4 is to get us to understand that we need to love others as God has loved us. We have to forgive others as he has forgiven us. We have to live differently than the world does. The world doesn't have a lot of love, or at least true godly love, in it today. It has lots of lust. It has lots of fake love and false ideas of love and all these ooey-gooey feelings. But it doesn't have a true concept of love because it doesn't have an understanding that love is from God. And so that's what we have a different viewpoint of as Christians, because we can see clearly that God is love. So we're not blinded like the world is about what love is. We can see that it's God himself is love. And so we have to, as Christians, reflect that love to other people. Because in verse 7 it says that love is from God. Everyone who has been born of God, everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God. And so that's something that we need to take warning of here. If we love, then we know that we've been born of God, that we are secure in our faith, in our relationship with Jesus Christ. It's the outward evidence of what has happened inside us. But if we do not love, then it says that we do not know God, because God is love. So if we claim to be a Christian yet don't have love, then we're just falsely claiming something. And so many people in our world today are doing that. We are encouraged here in 1 John not to do that, to be careful. If we're claiming that we love God, then we have to also love other people. If we're claiming that we're a Christian, then we have to reflect that love in how we treat people each day by loving them with the love of God, not whatever other kind of definition of love we want to use, but the actual definition that God gives us in his word. So that's my challenge for you this week, to live out your faith by reflecting the love of God to those around you this week. As always, join us next time for another episode of 2 Minutes with Tim here on Heavenward Thinking.